Hello, friend. So there's a number of parks in Wichita, and I've already done like a short little video on one of the parks here in town, and for some reason, a lot of people like that. And so I thought on my way home today that I will show you yet another park in Wichita that's kind of cool and worth seeing, and that is Herman Hill Park. Now, Herman Hill Park has some history in Wichita. If you want to look it up, go look up the Herman Hill riots. But the place that it is now versus what it was very different. Because now this is a place to linger, to check out. And there's been a number of times where uh, uh, we've done photo shoots and things like that here for geekery, like Star Wars Day and things like that, because there's this really neat, at least at night, set of features. And by the way, you'll also see some poetry and things like that. I'm going to point this out. I know Albert. I've met Albert a couple of times, and I know his wife, Skylar. So it's kind of cool to see his stuff in here. Anyways, but I'm going to show you the kind of this neat little water walk thing they've got going on here. So you can see that what we've got here is this big thing of water being pushed through, and it acts as kind of a cleaner filtration system. But that's not the big portion of it. See, that's kind of cool and all. But the real thing is this. This is the water pumping station. This thing's job is to pull water out, clean it, and put it down. Because, well, it says here, in the early 1990s, groundwater contamination was discovered near downtown Wichita. Let me explain that a bunch of people were assholes, and industry did not clean up its mess, leaving the government to clean up its mess. But they did it. They did it. And they're pumping out the contaminated water, and they're pumping back in cleaned water. That's basically the short of it. The result is actually this really spectacular little area. It's a great walk. It is all nature, and I'm sure somebody somewhere's going to go, ew, there's algae and plankton and stuff. That's actually the point, because those are the natural parts of the interaction of water and time and heat and all of these things, ranging from still water, where you can see all of that algae growing, and running water, and you get different results here, and you can see all of them. And that's the way that the nature cycle is supposed to work. Our thing where we tend to have these really clean pieces of water that require a little bit of bleach and filtration and things like that, those are the abnormal part. We think of all these things, and that's just not the norm. Anyways, and of course, over here is the cop shop. Yes, there's a police substation here, so maybe that makes you feel more safe. Maybe that makes you feel less safe. That was a bumblebee. Maybe it makes you feel less safe. But also, if you look over here, that is where we've hosted the last 3 food drives, for instance. Herman Hill Park is that spot that I tend to use over and over because of the importance of this. And it was actually somebody else's suggestion, was Herman Hill Park, if I remember correctly. And I've used it ever since. And it is a beautiful place. And I've only covered this little section. There's all the other nature walk area through it. There's also there's a building here that used to be open. It was a museum type area I'm not sure what the museum and classroom stuff is doing these days. I'm not sure if the city has just gotten rid of it or what, but it's here. And then there's also the disc golf area, which is all over the place. And this is the home of the Kansas Disc Golf Association, if I remember correctly. So yeah, Herman Hill Park. It's got a pretty good piece of history in Wichita. It's a cool place to check out. And if you get a chance, walk through it. And here's the cool part. At night, all this glass and concrete architecture. It lights up. It lights up with this color randomization cycling through, and it is gorgeous. All the lighting in here is just wonderful. So, so there is another one of Wichita's wonderful parks, and you should definitely check it out sometime. See ya.